Hi folks, this is Tim again. Welcome back to my image editing introduction series. This is number 4 about color correcting. Sorry that there's a bit of an echo on this. Sounds like I'm speaking at the bottom of a cave. My normal microphone not working. Anyway, we'll move along. So the point here is that color is a very subjective experience. And so Photoshop gives us a number of tools that we can use to check that numerically, in addition to using your eye to decide what you think is the correct color. And it's only through judgment and experience that you're going to get confident at looking after that kind of stuff. So I picked this image. This is the way it was delivered to me the first time. And pretty much everybody I talk to says, oh, it looks kind of yellow or it looks kind of green. All right. Now, if you look closely at his face, does not look that bad. Sorry, will I zoom here? Oops. But that wall looks pretty gross. So, you know, it's a hard thing to say. Let's see if we isolate down here on his face and see what that looks like. Okay. If you're just looking at that face, I would challenge you to say, okay, that doesn't look so bad, does it? All right. So we're not going to crop that image. No, don't crop that image. Okay. So I also have that one. Does that look all right? Look at how blue that wall is back there. Look at the page of the book. You're looking for something that you can make some kind of a judgment on, and most book pages are white. We can also look at sky and grass if that's in an image. Does this lino floor look correct? We know there's flash on this, so how does that change it? So this is all the judgments that you have to make. Now when you zoom in on his face here, does that look like correct color? Does he look too pale and washed out? All these are judgments that you'll have to make. So let's go back to this one and let's see what we can have a look, how we can adjust this. Get out of here. All right, so as always in Photoshop, there's lots of different ways of doing things. In this case, I'm going to go up into the image menu. I'm going to go to image adjustments and I'm going to go to color balance. Pretty self-descriptive. Okay, there are different ways of doing this, but this is the mechanism, the interface that's very similar to the color enlargers that I would have learned on all those years ago. All right, it sets us up with the additive primaries, cyan, magenta, and yellow on one side. Sorry, the subtractive primaries of cyan, magenta, and yellow. I always get that wrong. The additive primaries of red, green, and blue. RGB is how we use light to make different colors, which is what your screen is doing right now. Cyan, magenta, and yellow, and black, CMYK, are the way we use dyes or inks to reproduce color. Okay, they're called the subtractive primaries, and that's actually a big topic, which is really interesting, but we'll work into that. So we've got these opposing pairs of colors, all right? So cyan is a kind of greeny blue. Red is red. We know that. Okay. So what you're looking for is to judge, is this image green? Is this image yellow? If you think it's too yellow, well, let's take out yellow by adding blue. Maybe that doesn't look so bad. Okay, there's obviously this is not a very tan young man. So look at how much blue we can put in there without destroying his skin color. So now, wait, that white doesn't look too bad. That's with 100 blue taken out. Okay, some people look at that original image, sorry, and they say it looks kind of green. So what happens if we add magenta into it? Okay, we're subtracting green, we're adding magenta. So rather than taking out yellow, we're now taking out green. I'm looking to see, okay, how does that tone look on the book, which should be a white page? How does that wall look? Does it look like it has a color cast? What about the floor? But finally, we're going to make a judgment onto, do we like the look of that face, right? So if I put 100 magenta into there, I think most people would agree that that's not correct. Doesn't look good, right? So what's the best? Okay, what happens if we do 50 magenta, 50 blue? That's kind of a cold look, right? Blue, green, cyan are the cold colors. Magenta, yellow, red are the warm colors. How about 25 blue along with 50 magenta? You know, that's getting somewhere that I kind of like, right? But we can also do that similarly by adding red into that. Oops, okay. So now if you'll notice that if we're adding red and blue, essentially all that means is that we're moving cyan or magenta in this direction because the colors work together, right? So it's good to have a look and see what you like the look of, try out different settings. And from my perspective, if I take out a little bit of green, take out a little bit of yellow by adding magenta and blue, that's given me a pretty good look to it, right? So it's interesting to compare with other people to see what their perceptions are. And of course, there are other ways of adjusting the color on images, but those sliders, image, adjustment, color balance, is a good place to start. All right, so figure out how you want that to look, save it with your name on it, and we'll come back and do episode 5 after this. Thanks a lot.